Today we will talk about the American War of Independence and its consequences. The 18th century is the time of the colonial era. America was under the British domination. In 1700, the population of America is constituted by 80% of English or Welsh people, while in 1755 they only represent 52% of the entire population. They came to flee economic hardships or religious persecution, or because they were captured and sold through the Atlantic slave trade system. For example, in the mid-17th century, a new religion appeared in England, the Quakers. They were persecuted because they refused to show respect to the Church of England. Therefore, they fled to America with William Penn and created Pennsylvania.
It all started with the 7 Years' War. The British, the French, and the Indian tribes who sided with the French against the British forces were involved in the conflict. The aim of this war was for the British to have full control over North America. In the end, England ended up being victorious over France because the Prime Minister made of this war his top priority. But this war indebted the British a lot, and they had to increase the taxes over the colonies to pay the cost of this war. Furthermore, they forbid every access to the west of the Appalachian Mountains. This whole package of new regulations started to annoy the American colonies, and it led them to revolt. There were multiple key events following the 7 Years' War, but one of the most important was the Boston Tea Party. Because of the fact that the colonies didn't have a say in the British Parliament decisions, they created the motto, "No taxation without representation," which refers to the growth of the tea tax in America. So, the Sons of Liberty, led by Samuel Adams, decided one night to dump all of the tea in the sea from Boston Harbor. It was the first act of rebellion in a 10 years bloody conflict. In response to this act, the British Parliament issued the Intolerable Acts, harsh laws meant to punish the Americans. Because of this, by the end of the First Continental Congress, the representatives of all colonies except Georgia decided to boycott Britain, but Britain kept adding more and more laws.
Afterwards, Britain stopped with the fighting at Lexington and Concord in April 1775. Finally, the Second Continental Congress meeting, including the founding fathers, John Adams, Samuel Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and George Washington, was called on May 10, 1775. During this meeting, they gave peace against all tribes, but still established an army. Thomas Paine is also considered as a major influential figure. He indeed wrote a pamphlet in 1776 named The Common Sense. It encourages Americans to fight for independence, and it inspired the Revolution. Besides, it paved the way for the French Revolution because it encouraged the French Revolution by criticizing. After the proclamation of independence, the representatives of the colonies didn't agree on the foundation of the new government. Some of them were in favor of a centralized government, which would make them stronger, while on the other hand, some were opposed to this idea, fearing tyranny. Congress had power, but couldn't make taxes, so couldn't govern properly. Then, the Congress came to a first compromise, the Articles of Confederation, but it was too weak. The representatives met again in 1787 and wrote a constitution. This text was in favor of liberty and that the one and only King of America was God. This American Revolution influenced the French Revolution, and its constitution based on the same principles such as the pamphlet written by Thomas Paine that we have seen before. That's all for today. Thank you very much, and see you soon.